Chosen one, let me ask you something directly. Have you noticed how the things you say, the things you sense, keep coming true? Have you noticed how your predictions hit the mark with a precision that even you can't fully explain? You say something casually, and days later it unfolds exactly the way you felt it. That is not coincidence. That is not luck. That is not guesswork. That is divine accuracy, and only God's chosen ones operate at this level. Understand this right now. This message is not for everyone. If someone is not chosen, they will not understand this. They will call it intuition, luck, coincidence, or overthinking. But you, because you are chosen, you already feel it in your spirit. You already know that your accuracy comes from a place deeper than logic. You are spiritually connected. Heaven whispers, and your spirit hears it before your mind translates it. The predictions you gave were on spot because you are aligned with the spiritual realm. Your dreams, your sudden thoughts, your gut feelings, your prophetic instincts, they all carry the signature of heavenly insight. You don't just sense things, you see things. Before we go deeper, chosen one, type 777 or 444 in the comments as a sign that you are aware of your prophetic gift and ready to elevate it even further. And make sure you subscribe to Rise of the Chosen, tap the bell icon, and share this message with another chosen one whose spiritual gifts are awakening. Now, let's go deeper into why your accuracy is no ordinary ability. The gift of prophetic sight. Chosen one of the greatest mysteries about you is this. You see things before others even notice the signs. Not with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual senses. You pick up energy shifts before people speak. You sense changes in someone's life before they admit it. You predict situations long before they manifest. This is not imagination. This is prophetic sight. A divine ability heaven placed inside you long before you even understood it. Prophetic sight is not loud. It does not announce itself. It doesn't come with thunder or dramatic revelation. It comes quietly, through sudden knowing, through intuition, through dreams, through gut instincts that feel too sharp to dismiss. You'll be in a conversation and instantly sense the truth behind someone's words. You'll feel a strange pull that warns you something is about to change. You'll say something without thinking, only to watch it unfold exactly as you predicted. This is heaven using you as a spiritual antenna, tuned into frequencies others can't hear. Many chosen ones underestimate this gift because it feels natural. It doesn't feel forced or dramatic. It feels like breathing. You simply know. But that is what makes the gift so powerful. Prophetic sight is woven into your spirit. You don't have to try. It flows from you as naturally as your heartbeat. Understand something deeper. Prophetic sight is rarely given, and even more rarely mastered. God gives this gift only to those he trusts with spiritual responsibility. You are not just a person with intuition. You are a vessel chosen to receive insight straight from the higher realm. Your predictions are accurate because heaven reveals things early to you. God doesn't show everyone the truth. He reveals it only to those who walk closely with him. This is why you sense danger before it arrives. This is why you feel when someone's intention is wrong. This is why you know when something is about to shift. Heaven alerts you in advance because you were chosen to stay one step ahead of everything that tries to harm, deceive, or distract you. Prophetic sight is not only a blessing, it is protection. You may not realize this, but many of your warnings to people, be careful. Something feels off about this. I think this is coming, have saved them from heartbreak, betrayal, or disaster. You weren't guessing. You weren't overthinking. You were channeling heaven's voice without even trying. And that's why your predictions hit the target. Prophetic sight also operates heavily through feelings. You feel truths others cannot sense. You feel energy shifts in a room. You feel someone's spirit before they reveal their personality. You feel when something is aligning, when something is ending, and when something is about to begin. These emotions are not random, they are spiritual downloads. Prophetic sight also manifests through timing. You often know exactly when to speak, when to move, when to step back, or when to wait. You may not understand how you know, but you know that is God's timing flowing through your intuition. Another layer of your prophetic gift is dream insight. Your dreams hold messages, warnings, confirmations, and previews of what is to come. Chosen ones dream differently. They dream in symbols, impressions, and spiritual narratives. A simple dream for you can hold meaning that unfolds days or weeks later. When your dreams start becoming vivid or memorable, heaven is speaking. Prophetic sight also shows up through discernment, your ability to see the truth behind someone's mask. You know when someone is lying. You know when someone is pretending. You know when someone's spirit is not clean. You can feel hidden motives even when a person smiles. This gift exposes darkness before it can touch you. And here is something powerful. Chosen one. Prophetic sight grows stronger with spiritual purity. When you isolate yourself, when you choose peace, when you pray, when you seek understanding, your prophetic channels open wider. You hear God more clearly. You sense the spiritual realm with greater precision. Heaven increases the accuracy of your predictions because your spirit is aligned with truth. You may have wondered why people often come to you for advice, why they trust your instincts, why they feel safe with your words. It's because your voice carries spiritual weight. Heaven backs your insight. When you speak, you do not speak from opinion, you speak from revelation, even when you don't realize it. Chosen one, prophetic sight is not just about seeing the future. It is about seeing truth, and truth is heaven's language. This gift is why your predictions were on spot. This gift is why people are shocked by your accuracy. This gift is why you feel things long before they happen. This gift is why you carry wisdom beyond your age or experience. You are a spiritual watchtower, a divine observer, a vessel of early revelation. Your accuracy is not accidental, it is your design, the source of your accuracy. Chosen one, now it is time for you to understand the source of your accuracy, because your predictions are not emerging from your mind, your logic, or your imagination. They are coming from a realm far higher. Your accuracy is not human, it is spiritual, it is divine, it is assigned. You are not lucky when you get things right. You are not good at guessing. You are not intuitive in the ordinary sense. You are spiritually wired to receive early signals, to sense hidden truths, and to speak insight that comes straight from heaven. Your accuracy does not come from studying people or analyzing situations. It comes from your connection to the spiritual realm. You are tapped into frequencies others cannot access. You have a subtle, constant communication with heaven even when you are not consciously aware of it. God speaks, and your spirit feels what your ears cannot hear. This is why you often speak the right words without understanding why. Why you say something in the moment and later realize it was prophetic. Why you predict situations without effort. Why your warnings come true. Something inside you knows, even when your mind doesn't. That something is not instinct. It is spiritual intelligence. You receive information through three primary divine channels. 1. Revelation. 2. Discernment. 3. And spiritual resonance. Revelation is when heaven drops insight into your spirit like a seed. It doesn't always arrive as words. It sometimes arrives as a feeling, an image, a sudden clarity, or a deep knowing that you cannot logically explain. Then, when the moment is right, that seed blossoms into words. When you speak, people think you are predicting something, but you are simply releasing a revelation that heaven placed inside you earlier. Discernment is another channel. This is the spiritual ability to detect truth behind appearances. You can sense lies, intentions, hidden motives, and energetic shifts that others overlook. You know when something is off before anyone says a word. You know when something is coming before circumstances change. God designed your spirit to identify spiritual patterns faster than the physical world reveals them. Discernment is why your predictions seem so accurate. Your spirit sees what the eyes cannot. Then there is spiritual resonance. This is when your spirit reacts to something, an environment, a person, a decision, a thought, because heaven is signaling that it holds significance. When something is meant for you, your spirit feels it quickly. When something is wrong for you, your spirit rejects it instantly. This resonance is guidance. It pushes you away from danger and pulls you toward destiny. It is another reason your predictions and insights feel effortless. Chosen one, your accuracy is also amplified by your sensitivity to spiritual energy. You feel shifts before they manifest. You know when someone's heart changes. You sense when a season is ending. You can pick up on spiritual attacks before they appear. You detect alignment before it becomes visible. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is heaven's radar operating through you. Another major source of your prophetic accuracy is angelic communication. Angels do not always speak in human language. They communicate through signs, energies, impressions, thoughts, dreams, and intuitive nudges. When you feel a sudden urge to say something truthful, that is an angelic nudge. When you sense danger without reason, that is a warning. When you feel a sudden peace about a decision, that is confirmation. Your accuracy is heaven whispering through angelic presence. And then there is the highest source, God Himself. There are moments when God speaks directly to your spirit, when He bypasses your logic and drops clarity into your heart. These moments feel like enlightenment, like sudden understanding, like truth you didn't search for but instantly recognized. This is divine communication. Your words carry weight because your insight is spiritually inspired. Chosen one, your accuracy also comes from your purity of intention. You are not trying to manipulate, impress, or gain something. Your heart desires truth. Your spirit desires clarity. You want to help, protect, and guide. Heaven trusts people whose intentions are pure. God reveals secrets to those who will not misuse them. This is why you see what others cannot. Heaven knows your heart is safe with revelation. Another factor behind your accuracy is your connection to your own soul. You are deeply self-aware, deeply intuitive, deeply connected to your internal world. You listen inwardly. You observe quietly. You reflect deeply. These are characteristics of prophetic individuals. People who are shallow or distracted do not receive spiritual insight, but chosen ones, especially those who feel deeply, are channels for divine messages. There is something else you must know. Your accuracy grows stronger during seasons of isolation. When heaven pulls you away from noise, people, distractions, and low vibrational environments, your spiritual receptors become clearer. You hear God louder. You sense truth faster. You receive revelations more easily. This is why isolation was not a punishment. It was a spiritual activation. Your prophetic accuracy is not only about predicting events. It is about revealing truth, unmasking deception, identifying divine timing, and aligning with God's will. You speak with such precision because you are spiritually synced with the unseen realm. People may not always acknowledge your gift. Some may be intimidated by it. Some may misunderstand it. Some may pretend it's coincidence. But deep down, you know, and they know, your predictions hit too consistently to be luck. Your accuracy is spiritual inheritance. Your insight is heaven's trust. Your clarity is divinely engineered. You are not trying to be accurate. You simply are accurate, because heaven speaks and your spirit listens. Signs you are operating in divine precision. Chosen one, when heaven gives someone prophetic accuracy, there are clear signs, undeniable indicators that you are not functioning from ordinary intuition, but from divine precision. These signs reveal that your spirit is connected to something higher, something sharper, something far beyond the human mind. And if you have been noticing these experiences in your life, then understand, you are operating under heaven's clarity, not your own. One of the first and strongest signs is that your dreams keep coming true. You don't just dream randomly, you dream prophetically. Sometimes your dreams feel like previews, warnings, confirmations, or spiritual messages. You may dream about a person you haven't seen in years, and the next day, they reach out. You may dream of danger before it appears. You may dream of conversations that later happen word for word. You may dream of endings before they manifest. When what you dream aligns with what unfolds, that is divine precision, not imagination. Another sign is when you say things before they happen. You aren't trying to predict anything, but your spirit speaks truth ahead of time. You casually mention something, and hours later, it unfolds exactly as you said. You tell someone, "I have a feeling this is coming," and then it happens. You warn someone about a situation, and it plays out exactly the way you sensed. People may even tell you, "You always say things that end up happening." This is prophetic accuracy in action. A powerful sign is your ability to feel warnings before danger arrives. Chosen ones get spiritually uneasy before something shifts. Your spirit becomes restless. You feel a heaviness. You sense a change in energy. You feel pulled away from certain people or situations without any logical reason. And later, when the truth comes out, you realize why your spirit reacted. That ability to feel danger early is not fear. It is divine alertness. Another sign of divine precision is that you can read people instantly. You know someone's intentions without needing long conversations. You can sense if someone is lying, pretending, or hiding something. You understand people's motives before they reveal them. You notice energy even when people mask their behavior. Your spirit feels the truth behind their words. You see the real person, not the performance. This kind of spiritual X-ray vision is not learned, it is gifted. You also experience moments where you know something is wrong, even when everything looks normal. Everyone else may overlook the signs, but you feel the spiritual crack. You sense deception. You feel emotional shifts. You pick up spiritual tension in the air. And later, when the truth comes to light, you realize how accurate your initial feeling was. Heaven gives chosen ones inner alarms when something hidden is approaching. Another major sign is that you feel spiritual shifts before they manifest physically. Suddenly, you feel like something in your life is about to change. You may not know what it is, but your spirit prepares you anyway. You start cleaning your environment, releasing old habits, distancing from people, or feeling drawn to prayer or solitude. Then, days or weeks later, a major change happens, and you realize your spirit knew long before your mind understood. A sign many chosen ones overlook is the way you attract spiritually lost people. People who are confused, broken, or searching are drawn to you without knowing why. They sense your clarity, they sense your insight, they sense your spiritual grounding, they feel safe around your presence, they feel exposed around your truth. This is because your prophetic energy illuminates the hidden parts of themselves. People naturally seek the ones who can see in ways they cannot. Another sign is when someone tells you something, but your spirit tells you the real story. You hear their words, but your intuition gives you the truth. You know what they are saying is not complete. You know they are hiding something. You know their explanation doesn't match their spirit. And eventually, the truth always confirms what you sensed from the beginning. Divine precision reveals deception before it is exposed. You also notice that you give people advice that they later realize was prophetic. Someone comes to you confused, broken, or unsure. You say something simple, something natural, but months later they confess that what you said was exactly what they needed, exactly what happened, or exactly what saved them. You did not speak from your mind, you spoke from your spirit. Another sign is that you sense endings before they happen. You feel when a relationship is shifting. You feel when a job is no longer aligned. You feel when a season is closing. You feel when someone is drifting away. You feel when a chapter is about to finish. These sensations may confuse you in the moment, but they are signs of divine foresight. Heaven warns chosen ones early so that transitions do not break their spirit. A subtle but powerful sign is that you experience déjà vu frequently. Moments feel like memories because your spirit saw them before your body arrived in them. You spiritually visited the moment through dreams, intuition, or divine downloads. Déjà vu for chosen ones is not coincidence, it is spiritual confirmation. Another sign of divine precision is deep emotional intelligence. You understand emotions that people don't express. You pick up on sadness behind a smile. You sense joy behind silence. You feel anger before it erupts. This emotional insight allows you to predict situations because you see emotional truth clearly. One of the strongest signs is that your predictions are rarely wrong. Even when you doubt yourself, even when you second-guess your feelings, even when the situation looks different, what you sensed ends up being right. This consistency is heaven showing you that your gift is real. Chosen one, these signs are not random. They are proof that you are operating under divine precision. You are spiritually tuned. You are prophetically aligned. You are connected to truth in a way the world cannot explain. Your accuracy is not a skill, it is a calling. It is your spiritual identity. Why your predictions scare some people. Chosen one, it's time you understand something that has been happening around you for years. Your accuracy intimidates people. It confuses them. It exposes them. It unsettles them. Not because you are doing anything wrong, but because you are operating on a spiritual level they cannot comprehend. Many people are terrified of the truth, especially when it comes through someone who sees deeper than their masks. Your predictions scare people because you reveal what they try to hide. Most people live behind emotional walls, illusions, performances, and half-truths. They rely on pretending. They rely on being misunderstood. They rely on others not seeing their intentions. But when they meet a chosen one, all of that falls apart. Your spirit reads them instantly. You sense their motives, their fears, their insecurities, and their hidden agendas. Even if you don't say it out loud, they feel exposed. Your presence becomes a spiritual mirror, and mirrors terrify those who don't want to face their reflection. Your accuracy frightens people because you see consequences before they happen. When you warn someone, "Be careful with this person. This decision doesn't feel right. Something is off here." They may ignore you, brush it aside, or even mock you. But when everything unfolds exactly the way you predicted, they feel shaken. They begin to fear your insight because it proves that your spirit sees what their eyes refuse to acknowledge. People fear those who can see the unseen. Your accuracy also scares people because you cannot be deceived. Someone who lies or manipulates cannot stand being around a chosen one with prophetic clarity. They feel spiritually unsafe because they know you can sense their intentions before they act. Your awareness disrupts their plans. Your discernment blocks their games. Your truth dismantles their illusions. People who operate in deception avoid those who walk in revelation, not because you judge them, but because you see them. Another reason your precision scares people is because your intuition exposes their character. People often prefer relationships built on comfort, not truth. They want others to believe their excuses, accept their behaviors, and repeat their lies back to them. But chosen ones cannot be manipulated into illusions. You can sense hypocrisy, jealousy, betrayal, and hidden resentment long before it surfaces. And when your predictions come true, it makes people face their own darkness. And that terrifies them. Your predictions scare people because you know things you were never told. You pick up secrets they never shared. You sense emotions they never admitted. You understand situations you were never part of. This supernatural awareness makes them believe you read minds, when in reality you read energy, you read spirits, you read intentions. People fear this level of knowing because it makes them feel spiritually naked around you. Another reason people fear your accuracy is because they don't understand it. Humans fear what they cannot explain. When your predictions align perfectly and consistently, they don't know whether to call you gifted, psychic, intuitive, or dangerous. They put labels on what they fear. They say, "How did you know? Why do you always sense things before they happen?" It's scary how right you always are. To them, your spiritual clarity feels supernatural, because it is. People also fear your accuracy because it challenges their ego. Most people like to believe they are in control. They like to believe they understand life, intentions, and outcomes. But when you reveal truth they couldn't see, truth about people, relationships, decisions, or situations, it threatens their illusion of control. Instead of being humbled by your insight, their ego becomes defensive. They feel small in the presence of your clarity, and instead of growing, they become intimidated. Your accuracy scares people who live in denial. There are individuals who hide behind lies they tell themselves. They cling to illusions because the truth is too painful, but when you speak truth with such precision, it shatters their comfort. You force them to confront reality even when they don't want to. Your accuracy shakes their false stability, and people fear what shakes them. Another reason your predictions scare people is because your spirit holds authority. When you speak, your words carry weight. Not because you force them to, but because they come from a place of divine backing. People can feel the power behind your insight. They can feel the spiritual resonance. They can sense the truth, even if they don't want to accept it. Authority scares the insecure. Wisdom scares the unready. Insight scares the deceptive. Your accuracy even scares people who care about you. Your gift can overwhelm them. They worry you see too much. They fear they cannot hide anything from you. They might feel judged even when you aren't judging them. Your presence makes them confront their own hearts. And while some grow because of you, others shrink away. But here is the deepest reason your predictions scare people. Your gift reveals that you are chosen, and not everyone can handle being close to someone chosen. Your spiritual accuracy reminds people that God is with you, that heaven speaks to you, that you walk in a realm beyond their understanding. This can trigger jealousy, intimidation, admiration, or fear, depending on their spirit. Yet hear this clearly. Their fear is not your responsibility. Their discomfort is not your burden. Their insecurity is not your fault. Your gift was given to you not to make people comfortable, but to reveal truth, to protect you, to guide others, to fulfill your divine assignment. Chosen one, your predictions scare some people because your gift is real, and nothing terrifies the unprepared more than someone who carries truth. The responsibility of being spiritually accurate. Chosen one, having prophetic accuracy is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. Heaven does not give this level of spiritual clarity to just anyone. God gives it to those who can carry it with maturity, humility, and discipline. Because when you see deeper, when you know more, when you sense truth before it manifests, you are not just gifted, you are accountable. Prophetic accuracy is powerful, and with power comes spiritual responsibility. One of your responsibilities is learning when to speak and when to stay silent. Just because you know something doesn't mean you must say it. Sometimes heaven reveals things to protect you, not to inform others. There are insights meant only for your spirit. There are warnings meant only for your path. There are truths that would overwhelm others if you shared them too soon. Wisdom teaches the chosen one when revelation should be spoken and when it should be concealed. Silence can be as prophetic as words. Another responsibility you carry is protecting your gift from manipulation. There will always be people who want access to your insight for the wrong reasons. They may try to use your intuition to benefit themselves. They may want you to confirm their decisions, soothe their guilt, or guide their life while they refuse to grow spiritually. You must be careful. Your gift is not a tool for everyone's convenience. You are not here to carry other people's burdens while they avoid responsibility. Guard your energy. Guard your clarity. Guard your gift. Being spiritually accurate also requires emotional discipline. When you see the truth about a person, about their intentions, their hidden motives, their deception, you must remain grounded, not angry, not prideful, not dismissive. Your accuracy is not given to expose people with arrogance, but to navigate relationships with wisdom. You must remain steady when others reveal their darkness. You must remain centered when your spirit uncovers hidden intentions. You must respond with clarity, not chaos. Chosen one, your accuracy demands that you move slowly and wisely in relationships. You cannot be naive. You cannot ignore your intuition. When your spirit warns you, you must listen. When you feel uneasy, you must step back. When something doesn't align, you must trust yourself. Heaven gives chosen ones early information so they don't walk blindly into situations designed to harm them. Your responsibility is to honor the warnings you receive. Another responsibility is not misusing your gift against others. Your ability to see truth, predict outcomes, and sense intentions gives you spiritual power. But power must be handled with purity. Your gift is not meant to control, manipulate, or punish others. It is meant to guide, protect, discern, and uplift. The chosen one who uses their insight to harm or intimidate will feel heaven withdraw. Integrity sustains accuracy. Purity strengthens revelation. You also carry the responsibility of protecting your spiritual environment. Chosen ones cannot live in chaos. You cannot operate around loud, draining, toxic, or spiritually dead spaces. Your gift requires peace. Your intuition requires clarity. Your spirit requires purity. You must be intentional about who you allow into your inner world. The wrong people weaken your signal. The right people strengthen your gift. Your responsibility is to curate your environment so heaven can speak without interference. Another responsibility is honoring your emotional sensitivity. Your emotions are not weaknesses. They are antennas. They pick up shifts. They receive spiritual cues. They detect spiritual danger, but they must be protected. You cannot let people guilt you into ignoring your sensitivity. You cannot force yourself into environments that suffocate your spirit. You must honor your emotional radar because it is one of the primary ways heaven communicates with you. Chosen one, you also carry the responsibility of maturity in your reactions. When your predictions come true, when people realize you were right, do not react with pride or, "I told you so." Your gift is not for validation, it is for purpose. Heaven doesn't reveal truth so you can shine. Heaven reveals truth so you can navigate your calling. Your humility keeps your gift sharp. Your maturity keeps your insight pure. You must also carry the responsibility of not internalizing other people's fear of your gift. Some will misunderstand you. Some will distance themselves. Some will feel intimidated. Some will accuse you of overthinking or being dramatic until your words come true. Their reactions are a reflection of their spirit, not yours. Do not shrink your gift to make others comfortable. Do not dim your insight to avoid being too much. God did not make you chosen so you could hide your clarity. Your responsibility is to stand confidently in your accuracy even when others are uncomfortable. Another responsibility is recognizing that your gift grows through solitude. Chosen ones receive the clearest revelation when they are alone. Silence deepens discernment. Isolation strengthens intuition. Reflection sharpens accuracy. Your responsibility is to honor those quiet seasons. Do not fight isolation. It is where heaven refines your gift. You also carry the responsibility of self-regulation. You cannot speak every truth at once. You cannot act on every feeling instantly. You cannot rush revelation. Spiritual accuracy requires patience, timing, sensitivity. You must learn to wait, observe, and let truth unfold naturally. Heaven is precise. You must be too. Finally, the greatest responsibility is this. You must use your gift to uplift, not destroy. Your words can guide someone into healing. Your warnings can save someone from disaster. Your insight can shift someone's life path. Your clarity can bring peace to the confused. Your gift is meant to serve heaven's mission, not your ego. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Your prophetic accuracy is evidence that heaven trusts you, and heaven continues trusting those who steward their gift with wisdom, humility, discipline, and purity. You are not just accurate, you are responsible. You are not just intuitive, you are chosen. You are not just aware, you are aligned with heaven. How to strengthen this prophetic gift? Chosen one, understand this truth. A spiritual gift is not something you have, it is something you grow. Prophetic accuracy becomes sharper, clearer, and more consistent when you learn how to nourish it. Heaven did not give you this ability to remain stagnant. Heaven expects you to strengthen it, refine it, and elevate it so you can fulfill your divine purpose with power and clarity. The first way to strengthen your prophetic gift is through silence and solitude. Chosen ones hear God most clearly when the world around them is quiet. Your spirit receives insight when your environment is still. Silence is not empty. It is full of signals, full of whispers, full of downloads. When you step away from noise, people, and distractions, your spiritual antennas open. Your accuracy sharpens. Your intuition becomes louder. Solitude is the training ground for prophetic clarity. Another way to strengthen your gift is by listening to your body and emotions. Your emotions are not random storms, they are spiritual sensors. When your chest tightens, when your spirit feels heavy, when your energy shifts, when you suddenly feel anxious or peaceful, your spiritual radar is activating. Chosen ones must learn to interpret these internal signals. Pay attention to how your body reacts to people, conversations, environments, and decisions. Your body speaks truth before your mind understands it. Prayer is another powerful method of strengthening your prophetic gift. Prayer aligns you with heaven. It breaks spiritual interference. It purifies your intentions. It strengthens your discernment. Praying does not have to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes the most prophetic prayers are simple whispers of gratitude, moments of surrender, or silent conversations with God. Prayer keeps your spiritual frequency clear so you can hear divine instruction without confusion. Another way to strengthen your accuracy is by interpreting your dreams intentionally. Chosen ones dream differently. Your dreams are not random, they are coded messages. Sometimes they reveal future events. Sometimes they warn you of danger. Sometimes they confirm what your spirit already sensed. You cannot afford to ignore them. Write them down, pay attention to symbols, emotions, colors, and patterns. Over time, you will begin to see how your dreams align with your life. Dream interpretation deepens prophetic insight. Another powerful method is observing patterns in your predictions. Your accuracy is not accidental. It follows rhythms. Notice when your intuition is strongest. Notice when your dreams feel most vivid. Notice the moments when your spirit reacts the fastest. You will begin to understand how your gift operates. Chosen ones must study their own spiritual patterns the way a musician studies their own sound. Awareness creates mastery. You also strengthen your gift by removing unhealthy influences from your life. Negative people drain your spiritual clarity. Toxic environments cloud your intuition. Low vibrational music, conversations, and atmospheres weaken your discernment. Protect your mind. Protect your spirit. Protect your energy. You cannot expect prophetic accuracy while staying in environments filled with emotional chaos or spiritual contamination. Purity enhances precision. Another way to strengthen your gift is by learning when to wait. Prophetic clarity is not always immediate. Sometimes heaven reveals the beginning of a message, but not the conclusion. Chosen ones must learn patience. Do not rush to interpret every feeling or dream. Sometimes insight needs time to unfold. The more patient you become, the more precise your revelations grow. You also strengthen your gift by trusting your first instinct. Your initial feeling is usually the true one. The longer you think about it, the more doubt interferes. Heaven often speaks through the first thought, the first sense, the first reaction. When you begin trusting that voice, your accuracy sharpens, doubt disconnects, trust aligns. Another method is fasting, not just from food, but from noise. Fasting from social media, fasting from negativity, fasting from overthinking, fasting from unnecessary conversations. When you limit the input from the world, the output from heaven becomes clearer. Spiritual discipline strengthens prophetic channels. Chosen one, you must also learn to interpret spiritual timing. Prophetic accuracy also depends on your ability to sense when something will happen, not just what will happen. Timing is revealed to those who stay connected, attentive, and patient. When you strengthen your relationship with God, heaven reveals not only the message, but the moment. Another important way to strengthen your gift is by asking God for clarity. Prophetic accuracy grows through partnership with heaven. Ask God to sharpen your vision, refine your intuition, increase your discernment, and protect your spirit from deception. Chosen ones do not rely on themselves. They rely on divine guidance. Heaven strengthens those who ask. You also strengthen your gift by speaking only when led by Spirit. Do not waste your insight on people who do not value it. Do not cast divine pearls before those who mock your gift. When you speak only when spiritually prompted, heaven gives you more revelation. When you speak carelessly, the spiritual flow becomes disrupted. Discipline invites deeper clarity. Another powerful method is being honest with yourself. Chosen ones cannot afford self-deception. If you feel something is wrong, accept it. If you sense someone's energy is off, don't deny it. If God shows you a truth, don't pretend you didn't see it. Self-honesty sharpens prophetic sight. Truth aligns, denial distorts. Finally, the strongest way to elevate your gift is by embracing your calling without fear. Prophetic people often shrink themselves because they fear being misunderstood, judged, or labeled. But your gift cannot grow in hiding. You must walk boldly, confidently, and unapologetically in your spiritual identity. The more you honor your gift, the more heaven expands it. Chosen one, your prophetic accuracy is not random. It is not small. It is not fragile. It is a divine instrument, and heaven expects you to strengthen it. Now, type, "I receive clarity" in the comments as a prophetic act of agreement and prepare yourself, because the more you strengthen your gift, the more heaven will reveal. When prophetic accuracy becomes part of your identity. Chosen one, there comes a moment in your spiritual journey when prophetic accuracy stops being something you experience and becomes something you are. It becomes part of your nature, part of your walk, part of your presence. It shapes the way you think, the way you observe, the way you move, and the way you connect with the world. When this happens, you no longer have a gift, you embody it. One of the first signs that prophetic accuracy has become part of your identity is when your intuition feels like a second heartbeat. You don't need to sit and analyze. You don't need to ask for multiple signs. You simply know. Truth rises in you instantly, the way breath rises in your chest. Your spirit recognizes reality before your mind processes it. This is no longer intuition, it is identity. Your inner knowing becomes constant, automatic, and integrated into your daily life. Another sign this gift has become part of you is that you naturally see patterns where others see nothing. People observe events. You observe spiritual connections. People notice details. You notice divine timing. People see coincidence. You see orchestration. Your mind automatically connects dots between dreams, conversations, energy shifts, numbers, emotions, spiritual signs, and sudden changes. You live with an internal map that others cannot access. That map is your identity. You also notice that people treat you differently, even if they don't understand why. Some feel drawn to you. Some feel intimidated. Some feel exposed. Some feel comforted. Some feel threatened. Your presence carries a spiritual weight. Without trying, you shift atmospheres. Without speaking, you influence people's choices. Without effort, you awaken something in their spirit. This is what happens when prophetic accuracy becomes who you are. Your energy becomes revelation. Another undeniable sign is that your predictions no longer surprise you. There was a time when you were shocked that you were right, but now, when things unfold exactly as you sensed, you simply nod. You feel calm. You feel aligned. You feel affirmed. You are no longer amazed by your accuracy because you understand that revelation flows through you continuously. Prophetic accuracy feels natural because it is now woven into your identity. You also notice that people begin seeking you out for guidance. They may not call it spiritual. They may not call it prophetic. They may simply say, "I trust your judgment," "I need your insight," or "I feel better after talking to you." What they're really saying is, "Your spirit sees what mine cannot." People gravitate toward the ones who carry clarity, and when accuracy becomes your identity, you become a beacon, someone others instinctively seek. Another sign is that your life becomes quieter. Not because nothing is happening, but because your spirit refuses unnecessary noise. You no longer tolerate chaos, gossip, deception, or meaningless distractions. You guard your peace fiercely. You protect your energy carefully. You choose solitude intentionally. This quiet is not emptiness, it's elevation. Your identity shifts from wanting stimulation to wanting clarity. When prophetic accuracy becomes part of your identity, you also begin experiencing prophetic timing. You show up at the right place at the right moment. You say the right words without planning. You avoid dangers unknowingly. You take opportunities just before they open. Your steps become aligned with spiritual rhythm. You don't force timing, you flow with it. Heaven orders your footsteps. Another sign is an increased sensitivity to spiritual truth. You can sense when someone is lying, even subtly. You detect emotional energy instantly. You feel spiritual warfare in the atmosphere. You recognize hidden intentions without confrontation. You sense blessings before they arrive. Your spirit reacts faster, louder, and clearer because accuracy has now merged with identity. You will also notice that the old version of you disappears, the version that doubted your intuition, the version that sought validation, the version that ignored spiritual warnings, the version that stayed silent to avoid judgment. That version fades away. You now walk confidently in who you are. You honor your gift. You trust your spirit. You embrace your authority. This transformation is not accidental. It is evidence that prophetic accuracy is rooted in your soul. Another powerful sign is that heaven begins revealing deeper mysteries to you. Not everyone can handle advanced revelation, but when prophetic accuracy becomes identity, God trusts you with higher insight. Things about people, timing, spiritual warfare, destiny, relationships, and your own calling. Heaven only reveals secrets to hearts that are stable, purified, and ready. You also begin feeling a strong sense of spiritual purpose. Your accuracy is no longer just about knowing things, it becomes a responsibility, a mission. You start seeing how your predictions save people from pain, guide them into clarity, and awaken them spiritually. You realize your gift has impact. You realize your accuracy helps others. You realize heaven uses your insight as a tool for transformation. And then comes one of the most profound signs. You become unshakable. People cannot manipulate you. Circumstances cannot confuse you. Deception cannot blind you. Energy shifts cannot scare you. Fear cannot silence you. Your sense of truth becomes stronger than people's opinions. Your spiritual clarity becomes deeper than external chaos. You stand tall, aware, and steady, even when everything around you shakes. This is the identity of someone who carries prophetic accuracy as a core of their being. Chosen one, when prophetic accuracy becomes part of your identity, you no longer wonder whether you are gifted. You embody the gift. You live it. You breathe it. You walk in it effortlessly. It becomes your spiritual fingerprint. This is who you are now, not a beginner, not a seeker, not a doubter. A chosen one who walks with revelation as naturally as others walk with sight. You aren't guessing. You're hearing from heaven. Chosen one, now that you have walked with me through the depths of your gift, its signs, its purpose, its responsibility, its origin, and its identity, there is one final truth you must let settle into your spirit. You aren't guessing. You are hearing from heaven. Your accuracy is not coincidence. Your predictions are not accidental. Your insight is not intuition in the ordinary sense. You carry a prophetic wiring that few people on earth possess, and the reason your predictions have been on spot is because your spirit is synced with a realm beyond human understanding. You must understand this with absolute certainty. Heaven reveals things early to the chosen ones. God does not wait for events to unfold before he alerts you. He prepares you by showing you the spiritual version of a moment long before the physical world catches up. That is why you feel things before they happen. That is why you sense danger before it appears. That is why you speak truth before others see proof. Heaven works ahead of time, and your spirit receives the message long before your mind can explain it. Chosen one, you are not imagining your clarity. You are not overthinking. You are not too sensitive. You are spiritually awakened, spiritually connected, spiritually receptive. This is why you have always felt different. This is why you were always the one who knew things without being told. This is why you sensed when people weren't right for you. This is why you felt when a relationship was ending before anything was said. This is why you predicted losses, breakthroughs, shifts, betrayals, and transitions with uncanny precision. You were receiving information directly from heaven's frequency, and now it is time for you to embrace it without fear. You must stop watering yourself down to make others comfortable. Stop pretending you don't see what you clearly see. Stop downplaying your dreams, your warnings, your instincts. Stop letting people tell you that you're just emotional, or overreacting, or reading too deep. They say that because they cannot comprehend the spiritual dimension God unlocked inside you. Your clarity exposes the limitations of their perception. Their discomfort does not define your truth. Chosen one, the accuracy you carry is part of your destiny. You were built for revelation. You were built for foresight. You were built for intuition beyond logic. You were built to operate beyond the surface. You were built to navigate life with spiritual intelligence. This gift sets you apart, not to isolate you, but to elevate you. Heaven needs people who can hear what others ignore. Heaven needs individuals who can sense danger before it strikes. Heaven needs vessels who can deliver warnings, direction, and truth without hesitation. Heaven needs voices that move with clarity, conviction, and purity. You are one of those voices. People may not always celebrate your accuracy. Some will fear it. Some will envy it. Some will misunderstand it. Some will distance themselves because your presence feels too revealing. But their reaction does not change the reality that you are chosen for spiritual precision. Heaven does not apologize for whom it selects, and you do not need permission to be who God designed you to be. Your gift will continue to grow. You will become even more accurate. Your dreams will become clearer. Your intuition will become sharper. Your spiritual senses will become stronger. Heaven will trust you with deeper revelation because you have shown responsibility, humility, and integrity through your journey. You are stepping into a season of heightened prophetic awareness, not by force, but by alignment. Chosen one, you must also prepare yourself for something powerful. Your accuracy will open doors. People of influence will seek your insight. People who once doubted you will come back for guidance. People will remember your warnings and realize you were right. People will respect your voice when they see the consistency of your clarity. Heaven will position you to speak truth where truth is needed most. And hear this: your accuracy is part of your protection. God reveals danger early so you can avoid traps. God shows you intentions early so you can detach. God whispers warnings so you can sidestep heartbreak. God reveals shifts so you won't be caught off guard. God prepares you spiritually so nothing can surprise you. This gift is not only a calling, it is a shield. Chosen one, as you walk forward, walk with confidence in your identity. Walk with boldness in your insight. Walk with assurance in your clarity. Walk knowing heaven backs your voice. You do not operate alone. You do not hear alone. You do not sense alone. You are spiritually accompanied, spiritually supported, spiritually activated. Now I want you to affirm something in the comments as a prophetic declaration. I am not guessing. I am hearing from heaven. Write it with authority. Write it with certainty. Write it as someone who finally understands their calling. And before we close, remember this: prophetic accuracy is not a talent. It is a covenant. Heaven and your spirit work as one. You are chosen not because you asked for this gift, but because you were born with a purpose aligned with divine revelation. Your gift will only grow from here. Your clarity will only sharpen. Your influence will only rise. Your spiritual sight will only strengthen. Walk with pride in your calling. Walk with reverence in your gift. Walk with gratitude for your accuracy. Chosen one, your predictions were on spot because heaven was speaking through you. Subscribe to Rise of the Chosen, tap the bell, and share this message with another chosen one whose gift is awakening. Because heaven is raising a generation of spiritually accurate voices, and you are one of them. This is your truth. This is your power. This is your calling. This is your rise.